Hello and welcome to Mitch Madness. This is episode 7 of the Barndominium series. Please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest updates on lots of cool stuff. It was November or December of 2024 until the law finally were able to get my beloved guests kicked out of my house. More than 3 months since I closed on the property. My first objective was to clean everything out of the house. I wanted it to be empty before proceeding with any demolition. Just like I did with the outside stuff, I let Idiot come back to get whatever he wanted so that there would be less for me to have to dispose of. What you're seeing here is the first tactical entry that I made into the house after he was alleged to have left. Remember that he was alleged to have left more than 3 months prior to this date as well.
I'm coming in, and I'm f***ing armed. If anybody's in here, you better make some f***ing noise. Make some f***ing noise if you're in here now.
Let's take a little tour of what I encountered, which was actually not nearly as bad as I anticipated it would be.
Okay, welcome to Michelago. This is the first grand tour of this beautiful place that I bought. All of this just laying around. These shrubs I started clearing. Real nice. But I knew what I was getting into when I bought the place. So we'll continue to take a walk around back. And what you gotta know when you're seeing all this stuff is there's probably half as much here in and out than there was originally when I closed on the property. Because the guy just kept coming back and taking more stuff, which was fine with me. All right, we're going to head out to the front door. The lovely front porch.
All of these binders were full of recipes printed from the Food Network. There was a separate binder for each network personality.
Get something to eat? What's the matter, Mama?
These 2 rooms included hundreds of books and magazines, almost all of them women's magazines like Cooking, Southern Living, stuff like that. There were also many dozens of VHS videotapes. I estimate that at least half of one of the 20-yard dumpsters contained only this. Alright, getting into the cleanup and demo. The first thing I did was cut a hole in the outside wall so that I could more easily access the dumpster. Then I took my first whacks with the sledgehammer.
Okay, the house has been cleared. I need some wood to burn. Eye protection gloves. Let's get into it. The poor cats are going to be scared, terrified. Guys, I got to make some noise. You better get something to eat quick. Here we go. Smoke, watch out. Here we go.
My brother Ed is a funny guy. He asked me, "What's this thing?" And I replied, "It's a wall oven." To which he replied, "Oh, well, now it's a floor oven." All of the nasty contents of the house and carpeting were removed, day after day of hauling stuff into the dumpsters. Then I started tearing up the walls in an effort to try to salvage as many 2x4s as I could. It was the cold of winter by this time, however, unfortunately, I did not succeed at accidentally burning the place down while heating it.
If you're joining us, you can watch the entire...
You good? You got some wet food. Woo! I missed you guys.
With the first round of interior operations complete, I then moved to the exterior. I wanted to harvest as much of the metal roofing as I safely could, and there was a lot of it. I made a really cool discovery. It seems that there was an original house on the property, and this house was built around it in the 50s. That explains some really strange building construction issues that I noticed while demoing the interior. I also grabbed the really old metal roofing from the old building. There was one section that I felt I could not do safely, so when the demo crew came, I had him knock it to the ground where I was able to get at it easier. The next part of the plan was to try to get as many of the 2x6 roof members as I could by cutting them out with a sawzall. There was a lot of asbestos on the roof of the original building that all needed to be scooped up by hand, bagged, carried down the ladder, and disposed of. With the self-demo of the exterior complete, I moved back to the inside of the house to continue removing lumber and beams and to wrap everything up in preparation for the demo crew to do their thing. I'll finish with showing the materials that I was able to harvest from the house. In addition to the normal 2x4s and 2x6s and the metal roofing, I saved some plywood to maybe use as roof gussets for a proposed shed, some nominal or maybe hand-hewn 2x4s, a pile of potentially nice red oak boards which were the walls of the original building, but best of all, that building had these big old beams. Some look like they are hand-hewn, and some still have bark on them. I'm sure I'll find some creative stuff to do with all of this. Idiot actually has a history of stealing and selling lumber that I removed from the property, so it's a good thing he was gone when I found these, because I'm certain they would have all been gone the next day. Alright, this concludes this episode. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe. In the next episode, we'll be seeing the demolition of the house and the tree removal and processing. I now have a building permit, so I expect things to start moving much faster now, so that means I'll need to crank out a few more episodes before they start building so that I can get caught up and hopefully produce the upcoming content in real time. See y'all!